Now, some of the pressure on the NHS caused by a shortage of pathologists could be solved by using artificial intelligence. It may sound like something out of a sci-fi film, but AI is already being used to help speed up the treatment of patients, from identifying strokes to diagnosing cancer samples. Well, Source Bioscience is one of the providers of digital pathology support to hospitals. I'm joined now by their Director of Digital Pathology, Sanj Lallie. Sanj, thank you very much for coming in. Why do you think that there appears to be a shortage of pathologists at the moment?
So there was a shortage of pathologists prior to COVID, an ageing population of existing pathologists, but it's not a national problem, it's an international problem. So you can't just go and recruit pathologists from other countries, and it takes about 10 years to train a junior up to consultant level.
Wow, so it's a problem that we've got now, but it's also a problem presumably that's in the pipe work for years to come.
Yeah.
So AI is a possible help here. How would using AI in cancer pathology work?
So we have changed the conventional way that we do pathology. Traditionally, you'd look through a microscope at some slides to try and look for changes in structure, to identify cause and effect in diseases. And what we've been able to do over the past few years is take that slide image, put it on the cloud, allow any doctor anywhere in the world that is qualified to be able to provide a diagnosis. The add-on from that is artificial intelligence. You can now have that image analysed by an algorithm for either primary or secondary read. So primary read, it will assist the pathologist in being able to provide the diagnosis by highlighting key areas that build up the characteristics of a cancer data set. And so rather than the pathologist having to actually identify on the slide where these characteristics are, the algorithm will display them directly. The second way is through a second read, so quality assurance to mitigate misdiagnosis. As every single cancer is diagnosed, you can have the algorithms working in the background to quality check and assist the doctor and provide an audit of cases that have already been reported.
Wow, so we're still using pathologists. It's not the case that the algorithms and the AI is going to be the thing that's discovering them, but they're assisting the pathologists by helping them see where and also backing up their work.
Yeah, speeding up diagnosis, reducing the time to actually identify characteristics by highlighting them directly.
I mean, it sounds costly though. I mean, how expensive would this be, and is this for the NHS?
So I think the biggest problem is the infrastructure costs. So you'll need to get IT lines into the hospitals because each image is around 500 megabytes. You'll need cloud infrastructure, you'll need servers for archiving of images to come back to them in the future. And then you'll need communication between the various pieces of software that the NHS use. There's not one singular software that each hospital uses. So you'll need different laboratory information management systems, talking to imaging systems, talking to different AI providers. And so the costs will add up, but it is crucial because there is no alternative right now. We have, at Source Bioscience, 200 pathologists and our own AI algorithms backing us up. And as a general turnaround time, we are turning the majority, 90% of our diagnosis in under 5 days in comparison to 6, 7, 8, 12 weeks that it might take with the conventional method.
Really speed you up. I mean, as somebody who's working in science and in technology, does it astonish you that an organisation like the NHS has different software and different computer systems in virtually every single department?
Yeah, and it is a hindrance because if you have one single piece of software or a bridge across the different hospitals, you will be able to load manage. So, for example, if you have a skin pathologist in Hospital 1, and you have no skin pathologist in Hospital 2, you're not able to effectively manage that workload right now. And I think that's where AI and digital pathology can form the bridge.
And in terms of cost, that you're saying the cost is the big implication, the getting the software and getting all the technology. But in terms of time frame, how quickly do you think you could have this rolled out so that it could be used across the NHS?
It depends on the willingness of the IT departments and the firewalls and the budget and everything else, but we've got it rolled out at Source Bioscience for everything already. So it would just be a replication of the same type of workflow.
Really interesting stuff. Sanj Lallie, really good of you to come in and talk to us. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Let's get a look at the weather now.